Students in Newton were home from school for the 5th day as their teachers strike for higher pay and better working conditions. This strike is one of the longest of its kind in recent Massachusetts history. Picketing outside the State House this morning, teachers argued.
We're not backing down. We're doing this not just for our teacher salaries. We're doing this for our students. We're getting social workers in every school. We want our Unit C aides to be paid a fair wage, and we're not going to stop until we get what we want.
To break down how those negotiations are going, I'm joined by GBH reporter and editor Mark Herz. Mark, thank you so much for being here. So parents are frustrated. This has been going on for so long. I mean, what can we tell them? Where is this going? When will this come to an end?
Well, I don't have a crystal ball, Tori, but I can tell you that they've made progress on parental leave and cost of living adjustments for teachers. I think, as we just heard in that clip, teachers' aides, that's still a sticking point. Getting social workers in every school, that may still be a sticking point. And, you know, the teachers' aides, I know we had the head of the school committee on this program just recently, and you questioned him about that. It sounds like at least what's on the table right now is just bumping it up from about the starting first year salary for a full-time teacher's aide from around $27,000 to around $30,000. That's still well below a living wage. If you look at like an online calculator for Massachusetts, a living wage for a single adult with no children would be $44,000 a year. So when the union says they want a living wage for teachers' aides, many of whom worked with special ed students, mind you, that sounds like there's quite a chasm to cross there.
Right. You're talking about our conversation with Chris Bresky, who said that
Yes.
He argued that this is a competitive wage for those Unit C paraprofessional employees. So people that are assisting in the classrooms. He said that's actually above average for that role. But it's still, as you mentioned, that's one of the biggest sticking points in these negotiations. What are some of the other things that are keeping people out on the picket line?
Well, like I said, they're looking for cost of living raises. And the last I heard from the big union, the mother union, Massachusetts Teachers Association, there's been some progress made on that. There's been progress made on increasing family leave for teachers, which is something they're very invested in. They say they're not getting enough. So I guess until those are really resolved, yeah, this could drag on. And as you said up top, this has gone on. It's tied for the longest right now. And it's certainly over the last year and more, little over a year and a half, we've seen 6 districts go out on strike, all successful, mind you, in the end. And this is certainly the largest. We've got almost 12,000 kids out of school now for this many days in a row.
And we've talked about the role of behavioral health, like health teachers and special educators. This is Newton North High School special education teacher Brian Rooney out at a protest today.
I'm a special educator. I work so closely with Unit C members, our special ed aides and behavior therapists within the building. These people are the heart and soul of our school community. They're the ones who spend the most time providing the most support to our most vulnerable students. So I got into this fight because it's not okay that Newton, a wealthy community, is only paying these people $27,000 a year.
So these strikes are illegal. It's illegal for teachers in Massachusetts to strike, and court-imposed fines now are expected to total something like $175,000. I know there's some legislation that's been written. Is there any kind of hope for just to make these kind of strikes legal? Is there any hope for unions in that regard? Is that a path for any hope for them?
In a word, no. Governor Healy is not in favor of this. I don't foresee a pathway for her to be changing her mind on that as much as unions would like to see. And the fact is, Tori, as you mentioned, these fines are large, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars now over all the strikes that have recently taken place. But apparently the unions have the war chest and they're willing to spend the money to have a successful strike.
All right. Well, thank you for keeping us up to date on this. We will be following your coverage. And yeah, I guess hopefully we can get to a resolution. Thanks so much, Mark. Mark Herz.
You're welcome.